Okay, UndoneLyric here, and I'm giving you yet another, tactical layout on what I am doing here and why I'm doing it. So when I did this, I'm actually using the commando with a silencer, using Ghost Pro, Steady Aim Pro, and Marathon Pro. And I got 8 here. So I actually haven't played the game in about 2 weeks prior to some of these games that I did, and this is one of the other games I did relatively decent on. I get like 36 kills on it, primarily all with my gun. In the beginning, this is more of like an offensive and defensive play. I kind of mix them together. At first, I played quite a bit defensively, and I know they're not behind me by B, or at least I hope they're not at this point. But we ended up securing Alpha, so I'm kind of stuck in the middle because B's sitting here, not capped, and C and A. But I mean, as you can see, C is flashing now, so now I look over that way, and I start to realize that they're probably gonna be coming from C towards B, especially since we have A and B now. But A is actually just gotten taken, so I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, because I base a lot of my tactics and what I'm doing when I'm playing domination based upon what flags we have and what routes to run with that. So I do sit here for a second, and I sort of camp it out a little bit. I end up moving around a little bit after this. I get a lot of my deaths right here in the beginning, and I don't know what. I think someone was talking to me or something while I was playing, so I didn't realize this guy was here. So I end up taking him out real quick with a Simtex. And at this point, I think I run around pretty much the entire game after this, and I play a lot more offensively. But I don't know. I had a really bad start with this one, and I don't know. So, but right now I'm just trying to make sure I defend B. So I defended B, so it at least stalled for them to get it at that point. I did see that guy sitting over to the side, but to choose between the two, I'd rather at least be able to take B, and that was a horrible throw. So. Right now I'm just sweeping the area, making sure there's no one around. I know they should be coming around by A, so I like to put a claymore right there, just so that way I can make sure if they do come around towards the back of me, I can get them, and then I can watch them this way, and I sort of have both areas covered at that point. And when that claymore does go off, I tend to go back where the fountain is again, and just see if I see anyone coming. I might go up in that building. So right now I saw my claymore went off, so I check over here one more time, and then I head over into the back in the fountain area just to see what's going on. So I see my teammates going in there, and I realize they're going in there. They're probably going to take care of it, and I notice that C's here. So I decided to try to use my horrible aim and try to pick off some kills. And at this point, I'm playing a little more defensively, and the reason for that is because we don't have A or C at this point. We only have B. So I have to be a little bit cautious. They could be coming from either direction. Most likely C, and that's why I'm coming up here. And get a horrible fail here. I probably could have got 2 guys, but I just couldn't get it. So like I said, in the beginning, this is one of the first games I played of the day. So, I do die most of the times towards the beginning. But it does get better as time goes on a little bit. I was trying to get that guy right there, and guy gets me from behind. So now I know because I spawned at A, we're going to be spawning more towards A in the B area right around there, and they're going to be spawning out by C. So I'm using the exteriors of the map in order to get cover. I'm just doing whatever I can to try to go wherever I'm going to go. And I go up here and I get 8 by a claymore right here. So I'm like, and I could clearly see there was someone up there camping. So I decide, it's a dumb idea usually, but it did work out to my advantage this time. Just because I wasn't having a great game, I didn't really care too much. So luckily I get to pick off a kill right here. I come up here, and then I see this guy coming in the corner. I take him out, and then this guy didn't quite realize what was going on right away, so I was able to pick him off before he could get me. So I was able to clear out. Now it's very important to clear out these top rooms on this side and the opposite side of the map. And for that reason is because when people are camping up there, it's really easy for them to have a high vantage point on B, make it to where you can't take it back. So I like to lay right by this car on this side because people tend to see you a little bit less, and you have a good vantage point on looking in that direction that I was looking at. So At this point, I know they're probably most likely over by C. I can see on the mini map. I'm using that a lot. The Claymore almost got me, but luckily I was able to get that, and I didn't even see that guy in there at all. So that was kind of unfortunate. So I go ahead and call in my napalm here, and I throw it on B. I always throw my napalm on B. Almost on every situation, except for Crisis. Sometimes I'll lay it around A if we have C and B. But overall, it's pretty good rule of thumb. But Steady Aim Pro is pretty nice, especially for someone like me that's running around a lot. It helps you to aim faster after sprinting, in case you didn't know that. But I mean, you're giving up sleight of hand, so it's, you know, I switch back and forth between them both from time to time, just to, you know, see what's going on. But Ghost Pro is really nice, especially when you're rocking a silencer. You pretty much never show up on the UAV unless you're using like a Stinger missile or something like that. But I just wanted to sweep up here again, see what's going on, and you know, they're scattering like cockroaches. So I thought we're gonna need B back again. So I come down here and take this guy out, and then lay down by my little car I like to lay at, and just aim down my sight and wait for someone to come by. And if no one does, then great. All right, so I get B back. So we do have all things, but then I realize, you know, they're taking A. So I go over here and I, you know, try to take as many out as I can. I think this guy gets me, or I get him. I don't recall what happens. Okay, yeah, I got that one guy there. So now at this point, I know, and I'm not really thinking this when I'm playing it. I just know it's like a second instinct to me, or it's instinctual to me, I should say. So at this point, I know that they have A, and most likely they're going to be spawning over by A, especially with the mini map up there showing me where all the red dots are. I know they're coming over by A, but I'm just looking over there in case someone has Ghost. And I was waiting for that napalm to go by, because napalm always kills me. And this is one of the only games I've played where I don't think my napalm killed me. I'm not even joking. So I see this dot up here, and so I just take him out real quick. And now it's usually a bad idea to rush their spawn like that, because then they're going to be spawning over where you see those red dots now, towards that building kind of by B and C, which can be a little bit of a disadvantage. And the reason for that is because they could take B, and B and any match of domination is pretty much key. You really don't want to, you don't want to let B go on any match, really, if you can help it. Because if you have A and C and they have B, they're going to get one of the other flags. It's just going to happen. So it's basically whoever can dominate B is going to win the match of domination. And as long as you have a good, healthy lead, I see nothing wrong with running around just trying to kill people. As long as you have a really good, healthy lead. And as long as your whole team is doing that, you know, you're all good to go. Also, knife lunges recover faster, so in the time that someone could knife once and they're trying to recover from it to try to knife you again, you can actually knife them probably about twice in the same amount of times they can knife you once. So it's almost similar to how the tac knife is on Modern Warfare 2. And of course, I'm speaking of Steady Aim Pro that allows you to do that. So it's kind of a nice little perk. So yeah, I see I'm getting shot, so I decide I'm gonna get some cover here. Let my health regenerate a little bit. Take that guy out at top. That's going to be helpful a lot. Notice we're getting B getting taken from us, so I take that dude out, and you know I get wasted out again. But keep in mind the way I'm playing here is going to be very objectively. I'm a pretty objective domination player. You know, at the same time I like to get a lot of kills too, so I like to balance both of those out pretty well. So, you know, basically, I'm not running out in the middle. You notice, you know, a lot of people that I am killing are actually running out in the middle. If people were not running out in the middle, I probably wouldn't get as many kills. So I know they're at C, so I don't want to rush all the way into C, perhaps. I just want to, like, stay around outside of it, so that way they keep spawning back there. So that way I can predict about where they're going to be coming from. That's the main idea here, is trying to predict about where all these enemies are going to be. It's kind of like weather, I guess. But yeah, so I just go ahead and, you know, sweep the area a little bit more. You know, just trying to take anyone out that's coming towards B, and so that's the end of the game. Yeah, so if this was helpful, just go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe, and Have a good one.